Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood.
When visiting LA, it's kind of a known fact at this point that Hollywood is one of the biggest tourist traps of the area.
Although the word Hollywood is synonymous with glitz and glamour.
Oh, Ricky, look! Hollywood's out there!
Hollywood itself is not.
It's worth noting that Hollywood is currently going through some form of gentrification. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of gentrification in this video, but right now, actual Hollywood Boulevard been cleaned up a lot. But the second you go down a side street, you can see they haven't gotten there yet.
So if you're in LA, is visiting Hollywood worth it?
'Cause you're in Hollywood, 'cause you're in Hollywood, 'cause you're in Hollywood.
I guess the epicenter of Hollywood these days is Hollywood and Highland. That's where all the quote-unquote tourist traps are. You get a lot of people dressed in costumes as like superheroes, charging for photos or strongly encouraging tips. A lot of street vendors. This is where the tour buses take off.
Like, as a thing, I appreciate the phenomenon. It's capitalizing on something that I'm really fond of, which is movies. The ambiance is what I am there for. What I did not expect was to ever be offered a demo of someone's work. The rapper who did it did not even ask for money, because like, I don't have cash on me. And then the guy goes, oh, then take it, give it a listen. If you like it, my socials are on there.
When I see this area of Hollywood, the phrase Boulevard of Broken Dreams really goes through my mind. No disrespect to the cosplayers or people trying to sell their demos. I appreciate the hustle.
Yeah.
There's this documentary that they did about the cosplayers in this area called Confessions of a Superhero.
Yeah.
Really depressing.
Really sad.
It's not mandatory that anyone pays.
But I know, but come
You know,
on.
we could be out here all day and not make
I
anything.
usually at least $1. Come on, just at least $1.
This area is also surrounded by a giant mall.
As a mall, not really that spectacular.
It's a mall. I think the best way to describe this particular area, in my opinion, is an actual tourist trap. A lot of street vendors. You want to buy a Labubu. You want to ride a Cybertruck. To me, it's very Bedoy.
As far as tourist traps go, because I am more traveled than you are, I've seen worse.
Another tourist attraction in this area is the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is a 1.3 mile stretch of street that has stars on the sidewalk with celebrity names. This was recently voted the worst tourist trap in the world.
Disagree, but again, I am a film buff and I appreciate the names that I see. Like, for the average tourist, they see a name like Marilyn Monroe, and that's when they get the dopamine hit. Names like that, yes, I get excited too. But I see a name like Suzanne Plachette. I appreciate the names that, you know, the greater public has forgotten, but like I still have an affinity for, so.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Ozzy Osbourne, I feel like there are better ways to be a fan than to look at a cracked old star with his name on it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of celebrities that time has not been kind to, and this is one of the few ways to honor them.
Yes.
Every time I do the Walk of Fame, I make an effort to stop at 2 stars. One is Patty Duke. I am a big Patty Duke fan. And yeah, there is not a lot of ways to honor her out in the wild. This is one of the few ways. Like, the day she died, I actually drove out to Hollywood and put I put flowers on her star. Another star that I always have to look for, and is coincidentally right next to Patty Duke's, is William Haynes. He was a silent film star who actually successfully transitioned into talkies.
You're quite fresh, aren't you?
No, just well preserved.
At one point, he was one of the most famous men in Hollywood. He was also pretty much openly gay. He had a longtime boyfriend When Hollywood started getting more and more conservative, he was given an ultimatum: give up your boyfriend, marry a woman, or give up your career. And he gave up his career. And he has basically been all but forgotten. And because a large chunk of his films are early silent films, a lot of them don't even exist anymore. They're lost films. So very little ways to honor him or to be a fan of his than to visit this star. Mm-hmm. So it depends on who you're a fan of and what you want to see.
Yeah.
Also in this area is the handprints and footprints at the Chinese theater. This is where celebrities go and they sign a piece of cement and then they stick their hands and their feet in it. Personally, I think this is a lot better than the Walk of Fame because you're actually seeing handprints and footprints. It's an actual piece of history that a celebrity touched and participated in.
Yeah.
There is something really like, whoa, those are Shirley Temple's hands, you know? There's something about it that is pretty darn cool.
Yeah. As a tourist, I remember getting a really big kick out of having the same sized hands as Fred Astaire. Like, doing that just really made me feel like connected to Hollywood. And Harold Lloyd, who is my favorite silent film star, same size hands and feet. So there you go.
My favorite is Whoopi Goldberg because she famously didn't just give her hands and her feet print, she also put some braids. So every time I'm near the Chinese theater, I have to stop and look at that one. The other one that I love looking at is Cher because she also tried to make it unique by adding a bunch of glitter. Unfortunately, it didn't take. There is no shine, unfortunately, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, wow. I thought glitter was forever. I didn't.
Not,
Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
No. Okay, so this is, you can just rest. I mean, if you want to jump in and say anything, but this whole section is Pretty Woman.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just look pretty. Got it.
Woman. A lot of films are shot here. My all-time favorite film is Pretty Woman. Not very popular student in film school. I know that the hotel that she stays at with Richard Gere in Beverly Hills is so famous. Apparently they actually have like Pretty Woman suites, or you can get the Pretty Woman experience, which is great. And I've been past that hotel multiple times. But right off of Hollywood Boulevard is Julia Roberts' apartment at the beginning of the movie. The first time I saw this, I lost it. Also, the club that she hangs out with at the beginning with Kit DeLuca, the Blue Banana, that is right next to the Egyptian Theater. It's now a Netflix shop. The space is very small. I don't think it was ever a nightclub, but I have to say, a trendy nightclub now being a Netflix store is so indicative of the world we're in right now.
Sign
and
of the times.
I do not like it.
Yeah. But if you want to buy a Bridgerton themed tea, that's where you go.
Great. One thing Hollywood Boulevard is famous for is the museums. We recently went to the Hollywood Wax Museum, which I had never been to before.
Me neither.
I'm personally not going to get anything out of a Tom Hanks wax figurine. I will say some looked really impressive.
Yeah.
When we went into the horror there was a horror section.
If I had fava beans, I'd be a free man. I'd blow this back wall away.
When we saw Tim Curry's Legend character,
Oh, yeah.
No way! Okay, I'm impressed.
that was impressive.
Yeah. I personally enjoy wax museums. My favorite part is not just when they sculpt the figures, like how accurate it is, how they dress the set around them. I like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you did get to sit next to
Cameron Diaz.
You can tell me all about Noble.
What was interesting about this experience was if you buy the full ticket, you got to go to the Wax Museum and then you got to go to 3 other locations around the strip.
Yeah.
The second location was this 5D ride. You're basically cowboys trying to save the West from these evil robots.
Not much else to say about a 5D ride. If you've been on one, you know what it's like. But I'm really good at shooting.
He definitely got the high score.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this is why you got the high score because I did not have this epiphany till pretty close to the end. I decided to stop trying to play the game and just enjoy the ride. And that's when it became fun for me.
Oh.
It became like, Star Tours or something. And
meanwhile, I was like...
The next attraction we got to go on with this ticket was across the street, and it was a House of Mirrors attraction.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to a Hall of Mirrors?
Well, I've been to Hall of Mirrors like at carnivals.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I knew exactly what it was, but they went all out. Like, there's that room before where you're like watching the backstory on a crystal ball.
Yeah. So the 3D animation is very like Barbie Life in the Dream House. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you have to find your friend who looks like Barbie.
Then the door opens and you go through that hall.
Yeah.
And then you're actually in the mirrors. Even though it's just mirrors, we had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun, but if you are the kind of person who like gets panic attacks easily, might want to skip this one. Not only is it disorienting, but it's also, you get the sense that like there's no turning back. So
Yes.
if you don't know that you're going in the right direction, you might like just panic.
Yeah. The next attraction was not for you.
Yeah, so
The last attraction with this ticket,
it's a horror maze.
I didn't realize how much you don't like these. Personally, I don't like horror mazes, not for the same reason he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just the way I see it. Real life is scary enough. I don't need to waste money to be scared.
I don't like jump scares.
Yeah. And so he latched onto me.
Let go of my shirt.
But you know what? I gotta say, for $37 per ticket, considering how overpriced and expensive everything is nowadays, especially in that area, definitely worth the money. Like,
Yeah.
I can even see, because we live pretty close to Hollywood, I can even see like hanging out with friends and saying like, hey, you wanna do something really random? I'll be honest, I went into this museum experience totally prepared to just kind of make fun of it.
Yeah.
It ended up being really fun. And for what they were charging, which is still expensive, almost $40, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's $40 for 4 places, so that's like $10 per place.
Yeah. Considering that parking in this area is on average $20, it's worth it.
Yeah.
The next museum we went to was the Hollywood Museum, aka the Max Factor Museum. This museum I have been to a handful of times. I love this museum. Like, if I'm going to hang out in Hollywood, I want to stop at the Max Factor Museum.
Yeah.
It is an homage to old Hollywood. It's that Hollywood that time really forgot.
Yeah.
Basically, the way I describe it is, if you know the names from the rap section of Madonna's Vogue,
Grace Kelly, Hollow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Jean Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Scans on Air.
this place is for you.
Yeah.
The first floor are the old makeup rooms that Max Factor actually used. They're separated by hair color.
Yeah.
So there's the blonde room, which has a lot of Marilyn Monroe stuff. So yeah, if you're a Marilyn Monroe fan, seeing the star
Yeah.
or see the dress she wore in Korea when she performed for the troops. There's the brunette room, which has a lot of Liz Taylor stuff. If you know me, I'm also a huge fan of Liz Taylor.
Yeah.
Then there's the brownette.
Brownette, which
We-
threw us for a loop.
It's a Max Factor invention.
Yeah.
He came up with that term.
Okay. Brunette is darker. It's like jet black to...
Dark brown.
Yeah.
Brownette is all different shades of brown, which actually I found out, I guess, when I'm not dyeing my hair. My natural hair color would be brownette.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, in that room, they had a Judy Garland outfit. The red room, of course, was Lucille Ball. No pun intended. I love Lucy. On this floor, you also can see a lot of iconic awards. So you can see an Academy Award up close. You can see an Emmy statue up close. Oh, they also have a pair of the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Time has not been kind to these shoes. Mm-hmm. They're not exactly ruby anymore.
No.
The second and third floor are different exhibits. Some, I believe, are permanent. Others, they rotate. Speaking of Lucille Ball, they have an outfit she wore on Here's Lucy. I don't know why, but of her TV shows, Here's Lucy's my favorite, so that's extra cool. They also have outfits from Laverne and Shirley, Sonny and Cher. There was a Catwoman exhibit.
My favorite part. Catwomen through the years.
There was a Black History Month exhibit, which I loved that they had Queen Latifah's iconic red dress from Last Holiday. Did you know that Last Holiday was the movie I saw on my very first date?
Yes. They also had a section dedicated to Fran Drescher.
My husband loves The Nanny.
Yeah.
His Nanny fandom is like the way a Star Wars fan is. Like, I can see him going up to someone and being like, in episode 87, when Fran comes out...
Included there from The Nanny, that ensemble she wore as juror number 6. And also they have sketches of Fran wearing outfits that are already made that I didn't know that that's what you do. Like, it makes sense to convince them to buy this outfit for the character. You sketch it on them and like, oh look, this is how they look. This is her in Chanel. This is her in Gucci.
At this time, there was also a Marx Brothers exhibit, which my grandfather used to show me the Marx Brothers movies when I was a kid. Harpo Marx was always my favorite. So to see his actual horn, I mean, again, like, things like this are really special. Oh, and there was also, this time, a silent film exhibit. And there you go, one photo of William Haynes. The basement of the Max Factor Museum is all an homage to horror. There's even a replica of the prison in Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
If I had fava beans, I'd be a free man. I'd blow this back wall away.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's corpse in I Know What You Did Last Summer. When watching that movie, I was like, that looks nothing like her. Seeing it in person, like, oh, yeah, that is her.
I love Elvira. They even had an Elvira outfit from the Elvira movie there.
You looking for me?
But they also had Vampira, the very first horror host, to the best of my knowledge. And to see her dress up close, again, this is stuff that can give me goosebumps. When I was younger, back in the old days when the internet wasn't what it is now, back in my day, it wasn't easy to find information about movies or read scripts like you can now. So one of the things I used to do is go out to Hollywood where these shops would sell rare books or copies of screenplays. And that's where I got a lot of my information of film back in the day. And there's one shop that we walked past that is still there. They sell scripts, they sell lobby cards, they sell books about any type of topic involving film and television. They have tons of biographies. They even had the autobiography of Patty Duke that was co-written by William J. Jankowski, who I actually got to interview. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the interview. What did you get there?
I got this teleplay of season 2, episode 5 of Charmed. It's It's one of the better written episodes of Charmed. As a writer, this is how I learned how to write screenplays, like reading screenplays and teleplays and da-da-da.
Also on Hollywood Boulevard is a very popular music store called Amoeba Records. This is a store that has a huge selection of records, CDs, laser discs, DVDs, cassettes, 8-tracks. Any type of physical media you can think of, they have it. It's one of my favorite places to go to. Anytime I'm in the Hollywood area, I do stop here. I will say this is an example of gentrification. This used to be on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. It was a much bigger location, and they had to move because they're going to turn that location on Sunset into a high-rise. And so, yeah, you know, because of it, we lost some culture. Don't get me wrong, Amoeba is still great, but there was a lot more that they could do with the space they had before.
Yeah.
I will say something that is very pompous, and I am aware of how pompous this sounds. Even though it's a big selection and it's a big store, it kind of is like step one of physical media collections. They do have rare stuff, don't get me wrong, but it is where you start your collection.
Yeah.
There are other places to go to that has harder to find things, very extremely rare things. For example, on Hollywood Boulevard is another record store called As the Record Turns, which, you know me and my soap operas, I love the pun.
It's run by this Filipino-American married couple. We met the wife. She's so fabulous. She's so cool.
Yes. We chatted about Kula Desma.
Yeah. It is where you get like really rare records. This record I was looking for all over. It is the soundtrack to Satisfaction, a movie where Justine Bateman leads a girl band with Julia Roberts, Trini Alvarado, Britta Phillips.
Who's Britta Phillips, babe?
The singing voice of Jem.
Woo! It's an interesting film.
It is an interesting film, and it's a very rare soundtrack.
And you found it on vinyl.
And I found it on vinyl.
I got quite a few things there too. Speaking of my love for Liz Taylor, the soundtrack to Hammersmith is out, which is her version of Faust.
He wishes to be well bred.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a movie that no one but me has seen. I hope the comments are like, I've seen that, I've seen it. But the big find for me was Carly Simon's 1990 album, Have You Seen Me Lately? This was the last album I needed to complete my Carly Simon vinyl collection, and I decided I didn't want to buy it online. I wanted to find it out in the wild, and I have been looking for this album for, no joke, 20 years. So the point I keep trying to make about Hollywood is, it is a tourist trap, and there's a lot to be desired, but there's also, depending on your appreciation for old Hollywood and the type of film you love, Hollywood is a great area.
Yeah.
And it's an area that I really enjoy going to.